Tangerines in snow, a dessert as light as fluff, exceptionally attractive in appearance and incredibly easy to make. Start by preparing a plastic bottle. Cut off the top, but make sure the size matches the tangerines. Next, peel 4 tangerines, removing the white pith. Then, prepare a milk base that will visually serve as the snow. Pour 20 grams of gelatin with warm water and let it sit for 15 minutes to cool. After that, add 400 milliliters of heavy cream and 50 grams of powdered sugar to the gelatin mixture. Stir all the ingredients well until the mixture is smooth. Pour it into a jug for easier pouring. Now, thread the peeled tangerines onto a long skewer and place them into the bottle. Pour the milk mixture over the tangerines, securing the skewer. Place the filled bottle in the fridge for at least 4 hours, preferably overnight. Once the mixture has set, cut open the bottle and remove the dessert. Remove the skewer and slice the dessert. This simple and impressive combination of milk and tangerines will delight both in taste and appearance. You'll love every bite. Here's a method for storing bananas that can keep them for up to 2 years. Rub the bananas with baking soda using a damp brush to remove dirt and residues. Rinse them under running water and then pat them dry with a paper towel. Slice the first banana and discard the ends. Do the same with the remaining bananas. Cut 1 bell pepper. I used a sweet one, but you can choose a hot one if you prefer. Prepare a large clean jar. Mine is just under 3 liters. Add 3 bay leaves, a few garlic cloves, some pepper, 2 teaspoons of coriander seeds, and 2 teaspoons of dill seeds. Add a pinch of dried chili flakes. Omit if using hot pepper. Add a few mustard seeds. Begin layering the banana slices in the jar. Once the bottom is covered, add some pieces of bell pepper and continue layering the bananas. Add 4 teaspoons of sugar and 6 teaspoons of salt. Pour in 10 teaspoons of vinegar and fill the jar with water. Seal it tightly. Place a cloth in the bottom of a pot, bring water to a boil, and then place the jar in the pot. Boil covered for 10 minutes. After that, you can remove the jar and it's ready. The bananas in the jar can be stored in your pantry for up to 2 years. Fantastic recipe for dry brined pickles. Make them today, enjoy them tomorrow. No need for jars. Pickles without brine? Yes, it's possible. Dry brined pickles are ready in just a day, tasting just as good as those prepared with brine. They're crispier and retain their vibrant green color. Start with a kilogram of cucumbers, wash them, and soak them in cold water for at least an hour. Trim the ends to speed up the pickling process and remove any potential bitterness. Crush a few peppercorns in a grinder. Peel and chop 2 cloves of garlic into smaller pieces. Carefully peel and slice horseradish roots. Wash and chop 2 sprigs of dill. Place the cucumbers in a plastic bag and add all the prepared ingredients one by one: garlic, horseradish, and dill. Sprinkle with salt and pepper. Gently mix everything together. It's important to seal the cucumbers tightly with as little air as possible and ensure the ingredients are well mixed. Place the prepared cucumbers in the fridge. After 24 hours, you can enjoy the delicious flavor of these lightly salted pickles. They're delicious and require minimal effort. Delicious cherry pickled tomatoes. Be sure to try this super simple recipe. Cherry tomatoes will perform best, although other varieties can also be used. However, I do not recommend large tomatoes for this recipe. Wash and dry the tomatoes. Their quantity depends on how many you intend to make. In my case, it is a kilo. Take a toothpick and carefully prick each tomato a couple of times. Then prepare the garlic. Peel about 5 cloves and crush them with your hand to extract more juice. Transfer them to another board. Prepare the horseradish root. Peel it and cut it into smaller pieces. To make the tomatoes, you need dill. Use only dill flowers as they give the perfect flavor to the tomatoes. Prepare a large jar, washed and dried beforehand. Put horseradish in the bottom of the jar, then garlic and some of the dill. Then put the tomatoes in the jar, arranging them in layers, alternating with the dill. Once you've filled the entire jar, it's time to prepare the marinade. Use 1 tablespoon of salt per liter of water, Pour the salt into a jug, then pour in 1 liter of water. Preferably, it should be sparkling water. Stir it properly so that the salt dissolves. Pour the resulting marinade over the tomatoes in the jar. If the brine is not enough, you can quickly and easily make it up. Cover such a jar with tomatoes and set it aside for 24 hours. After this time, the tomatoes are ready to eat. They will work perfectly as a snack for many dishes. Their taste is distinctive, but very tasty. The preparation takes a very short time. Put the cocktail glass on the tomato slices. This is how you will prepare something very special. You've never tasted a tomato recipe like this before. They are perfect for breakfast or a snack. Preparing them is really easy, and they taste delicious. At the very beginning, choose vine-ripened tomatoes and cut them into slices. Arrange them on a kitchen board. Get a glass. Cut the center out of the tomato slices. Do the same with each subsequent prepared slice. Set the rings from the tomatoes aside. Chop the cut flesh from the tomatoes into small pieces. Transfer the pieces to a bowl. Then cut the chives with scissors. Add a cup of whole wheat flour to the mixture. Then whisk in 2 eggs. Season with a pinch of salt, pepper, garlic, or other favorite spices to your taste. Mix everything thoroughly. Heat a frying pan over medium heat and add some olive oil. Arrange the rings of tomatoes on the pan. Fill them with the prepared mixture. About 1 tablespoon of the chopped tomato mixture is enough for each disc. Cover the pan with a lid and fry for a few minutes over a fairly low heat. When the bottom of the tomato pancakes turns golden, flip them over to the other side. After frying, decorate the pancakes with parsley or chives. And there you have it. Delicious tomato pancakes are now ready to serve. Pour pickle juice over the meat. You've never had such juicy meat before. For this recipe, pork loin works perfectly. Take 5 slices of pork loin and lay them out on a cutting board. Using a knife, make vertical and horizontal cuts on the meat, creating a grid pattern on both sides. Place the prepared meat into a Ziploc bag. Pour pickle juice over the meat in the bag, then add your favorite spices and some mustard. Seal the bag and massage the meat to ensure the marinade reaches every part. Let the bag with the meat sit for about 30 minutes. After that, take the meat out and place it on a baking tray lined with parchment paper. Spread mayonnaise over each piece of meat, then add slices of tomato. Top the pork slices with grated pickles. Finally, sprinkle grated cheese over the meat. The meat is now ready for baking. Place the tray in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. After this time, the meat will be perfectly tender and juicy, ideal for both dinner and as an appetizer.